Good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are coming to you live. It is going to be an amazing stream. If you're watching this after we've been live, thank you very much. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. Of course, leave a comment on anything that we're discussing in the video today. To everyone who is joining us live, make sure you get your fist bumps in on arrival. Me and Oof, I was too busy trying to roll on with this without flinching. Harry boy, but I've got Harry with me, and we're coming out of a weekend of ups and downs and all sorts of crazy stuff. And this midweek, Harry, I'm coming into this stream and I want to build a winning lineup. I think I've got the prize pool's just about right in terms of how many teams are actually going in there, the way the fixtures are laid out. Can I prick the Celtic team? I've got a few other cards knocking around doing some bits as well, maybe. So I'm coming into tonight, man. I'm going full lineup builder into what is the best actual team I can do tonight. I'm absolutely buzzing for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed that little intro piece. I can't stop talking, so I'm a wee bit nervous. But I hope you all enjoyed it. It wasn't too cringy. Harry, thanks for joining us, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I was just in awe of the intro. To be honest, I was literally like, I forgot. No exaggeration. I forgot that I was going to be streaming in the next 30 seconds, sort of thing. Like I was just sort of, I couldn't take my eyes off it. I was like it's weird because like I've been there, if that makes sense.
Of course.
So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing all the angles and I'm like, well, I know that angle. I know where he is there. I know where the camera is there. And that was class, man. I enjoyed that a lot. But I'm probably more excited to sort of assist you, I guess, tonight in terms of like, doing your line of building and stuff, because I've obviously had a lot of luck on the weekend, which we will get into. But for midweek, I'm quite bare, to be honest, mate. So yeah, I'm more than happy to sort of give what I can in terms of trying to get out your best Celtic sort of contingencies and combinations, you know.
That's it. I've played with the teams a bunch of times already before coming into tonight, and I thought I'm not even going to look at them again. And we'll go into Sorare data, and we'll knock about. Some guys will be throwing stuff in the live chat, I'm sure, and we'll look at all the stuff that we can. But this is a game week I need to be looking at, thinking I'm chasing something big this game week. There's a bunch of people here as well with us, Harry, live and loud as ever. First in, a new name, I must admit, Ulf Forstrom. Fist bump, good to see my man. Jeremy Graham, good to see you. Need Real Madrid to follow the whipping boy trend of the weekend and lose. I'm guessing they're still to play tonight, which I hadn't accounted for in my estimations of how good my weekend was. Jonathan Gargi, John Andrews, Dylan Rutter, Dan Wilkinson, Jonathan Gargi again. Fist bumps to all of you guys. Thanks for joining us. Skrillville, Rob, SASC, Bald Sherlock, Zarkipu. Good to see all you legends as ever. And yeah, nice to hear from the guys that enjoyed the intro as well. And if you've found us on Twitter, guys, I put a tweet out earlier. If you could like it and all that good stuff. Also, if you did enjoy the intro, if you could actually just respond in the tweet just saying love the intro or anything that you felt. Or if you didn't like it, then feel free to tell me that as well. But yeah, let me know. And yeah, so Harry, I'm buzzing that you're buzzing to build my teams, which is quite cool. How did you do with basketball yourself, NBA this game week?
Nothing to shout about, to be honest, mate. I think I barely hit over 100 points, I think, in my 112, just under 121 points in my champion. So no prize there for me. Really struggling, to be fair. And then 97 points in common contender. So yeah, I completely blanked, to be honest, mate. But yeah, what about yourself? Did you get any luck?
Yeah, I'm in for. I thought we might actually get them while we're on stream, right? But I've got it on screen now for everyone that's watching us live. I know you're a wee bit behind yourself, mate, but I'm just about scraping in with a tier 5 in the rare division. Now, the wee rookie guy that I drafted in, he a little bit let the side down. Most of the other plays kind of came off. And I could have, it's only 2 points away from a tier 4, 16 points away from a tier 3, and then even 40 points to tier 2 across all 5 of my guys. Isn't that far away, So it's a tier 5, for a rare. It's my first rare, which would be cool, but it's like, not that far away from like a couple of points here across these guys, and maybe it's something a bit more exciting for the small little kind of pool that I've got,
Yeah, 100% would take that all day long, don't we?
The limited contender team, which was a throwaway team, That was only 4 points away from a card. Didn't do great, didn't do awful, And then a limited champion, everyone was telling me Halliburton was going to be a letdown, and this team had no chance of pulling anything. And I'm slamming a tier 3 limited, and I'm only less than a point away from a tier 2. Big Halliburton showed up, Tobias Harris, Trey Jones, all these guys popped off huge scores. Jarrett Allen right at the end as well with a 40, which was huge. So top 300, which was class. And then commons.
Yeah, that's unreal. Fair play.
I don't think they did anything good in commons. So yeah, I'm getting a limited. I'm getting a decent limited in what's probably going to be a naff rare, but that's 2 game weeks in a row. FC Barcelona are picking up some basketball, so that's quite good, man. I'm quite happy because the way everyone's talking. I was actually just listening to the Sorare data stream before coming on. I don't know if you caught that yourself.
I did. To be fair,
yeah, just talking about pricing and all that kind of stuff. And I was looking at my basketball pricing just as they were talking about a lot of that, and I'm like, man, yeah, I went in, and I didn't mind going in super early, and I've spoken about this too much. I've also got a complex about it, but getting successive victories, even with my kind of novice build, I'm quite happy with that. It's kind of I'm doing what I should be doing with it, which has been good fun. So I think on the basis of that, like I've been doing lineup builder, and Sorare data, by the way, it's where all the success. Obviously, I've bought the players by them coming through suggestions from like the live stream, Harry, and then other people that you just talk to and whatever. But the lineup builder on this is absolutely phenomenal. I've kind of ran through this already. I guess I'll just kind of do this just to put it out the way, and then it'll just be all football. We're all just focused on what's going after, because the NBA game week actually is about to like close or start or whatever in 5 hours. So this is the last chance we've got to kind of talk about it. I've kind of built the teams and whatever. I won't take up too much anyone's time because I'm not squad building for the masses here on this one. But my limited contender team, as you can see, it's on the screen now. Actually, the boy Sexton is on for a big performing game on the projections for the midweek, and he's in there with 4 rookies. So again, don't expect too much, but last week the contender was only 5 points away from something with a similar kind of quality of team. So, Mathurin is on for a big game. Jaden Ivey's on for an informed game, in line with where he's been at. And yeah, who knows? Should be fun. I think one of the key things that went for me this game week when I was looking at the rare contender one is like Sexton, how big he's going to be overshooting. And then hopefully this rookie guy, he's on for a big overperformance as well on his L10. So yeah, I think I've maybe got a wee bit of the ingredients here. And I've seen Simply Alex actually, I think he's really high in the prize pool with 2 limiteds. So I felt a wee bit like, maybe with 1 limited, you're not going to get too far. But Alex has killed it with 2 in this division, I'm sure. So I feel a bit better about this team now as a result. I don't mind having 1 wee limited in there. And yeah, I'm quite happy about it. And in the last team, the one where I'll have my MVP and all that stuff, it looks I think it's actually the exact same as last week. The one that just won a tier 3 or whatever. Guys are on good form. I think they're all going to overperform their L10. They'll fit in with 0 points remaining, and they are my best limited. So just it's kind of the best roll of the dice I can make, really, Harry.
Yeah, I got you.
Again, quite optimistic between those 3 teams, and then commons are commons, whatever with them. But 675 rare rewards, 1,800 entrants. So on head count, that's like 1 in 3. And if all my guys kind of ball out kind of as expected, then like I've said already, like the kind of strategy for me is just get right into tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, that kind of zone. If I can get right in amongst there like all the time, then I think I'll pick up this game quite well, and I'll get a good idea of good players and cards and all that good stuff and whatever. So yeah, quite like the chances of that. And then in this one, it's about winning rares with limited, just like specialist. There's not much of it. It's top 150, so you're really just trying to catch in at the back end for somebody like me. But again, tiers 4s to 2 are there to be fought for, I think, which I'm getting a tier 3 this week, so yeah, happy hunting this midweek to everyone. And
yeah, it makes for an exciting sort of NBA week or midweek, I guess, where I mean, for most of us, I guess, I know you've got a lot of Celtic guys, but for the most part, I don't think many are going to have like a crazy amount of teams going out football-wise. So yeah, I guess if they are sort of, able to get their kick from the NBA midweek, then great, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, and again, Laird and I were talking about doing that for the World Cup or whatever as well. Rico Man is saying my tier 2 reward was good the other day, sold for around 40 quid. Nice. I've not even tried to list anything on NBA yet. I'm probably going to wait a little bit while longer. But now that we've done the NBA stuff, that's pretty much as much info. And I was actually about to check out Sorare first pitch earlier on, but I think they had a technical glitch with the upload, so I'll be catching that later. But otherwise, Sorare data builder here. And the big thing, like I said this before, Harry, I think with looking at limiteds and rares is increase in minutes alongside the increase in the game projected best score. If you can get that kind of nice tandem, they seem to be the ones that pay off. You know, somebody was chinning me in the live chat saying it's about effective minutes, and I definitely had that with Lonnie Walker this game week. Actually, he I can't help myself. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it, but like this was a bit of an eye opener for me, because this guy in the first game scored really well, and then in the second game, LeBron James came back into the team, and I thought, oh, brilliant, this is going to be great. But then he played like the whole game, and he only get 10 points, whereas when LeBron wasn't playing, he was bagging 34s. So I thought, oh, he's got a really good chance of maybe getting a better score this game week, but it's just
actually has opposite effect.
Yeah, so the minutes isn't everything, because he still was on the pitch for ages, but he just obviously didn't assist, steal, actually score points. So I think when they've also got a better, they should have a good game this week, and they're going to get an extra, like, I've not got a good one here because they're all picked in teams now, but they're up maybe like 6 minutes on what they normally get, or even 4 minutes up on what they normally get. That's a good combo, and Sorare data is brilliant for laying all that out for you, what games they're playing and what minutes they're expected to get in each match, because it does seem to change when they've got better data, and the closer to the deadline, the better this data gets, in my experience.
Yeah, it seems pretty vital from what I've seen. Even though I'm only playing with limited commons right now, it just seems without that build, I just don't see how you can really do much.
Skrillville is asking me to talk about what's happening in Brooklyn, and I wrong stream. I'm sorry, I can't do that yet. Where's your intro, Harry? Oh, we'll need to get Harry sorted in intro.
I'll need an intro myself. I'll have to film something in the World Cup.
I will get a wee take and slide it in, if you like turning one on one of the switches or something next time you're up. That would be funny. But yeah, so I was actually looking at the football prize pool before we were coming on for tonight, because like when I was coming out this game week, like I was in the Telegram group with all the members and stuff, and people were telling me about scores that are coming in, clean sheets are getting burst. Like Zenit didn't win at the weekend. That was a big one in our chat. And it was like, wow, man, all sorts of crazy stuff was happening. And as it stands now, maybe there's a couple of games, maybe I'm a wee bit early on this, but I'm looking at 2 rares and 3 limiteds out of this game week, and with a lot of the stuff that happened this game week, like this team looks like it might just about get away with a card somehow. What was the other ones as well? This one with a DNP, I might maybe just scrape out with a card, an All-Star Rare Pro with a DNP Moy, which is fantastic for me,
yeah, that'd be huge.
This team's 63rd with Viviano getting pumped 4-2. Isn't bad, I suppose, but 365 points, we're just about there. But again, it's 100% complete, so maybe we're in now. Tier 2 confirmed, perhaps, pending on Opta adjustment. And then where was the other ones, man? It was just so surprising. I was like, I can't believe, like, even specialists like Nolito was on the bench, and I was like, oh man. And by the time I got to this, like, look how close I was, like, to even the good rares. 46 points, right? Say he gets a goal, that throws his decisive up, and it's a shot on target, and whatever else consequences of the game changes, and who knows? It's not that far away from me, really. But anyway, he's on the bench, so that possibility was kind of taken away from me, and I was like, oh bugger, man, because got the clean sheet, Arnold bossed out, and then it's like sometimes in these divisions normally you need big hitters to get anywhere near anything, but tier 3 limited is better than 0. And again, quite surprised that I'm coming out with that as it stands. And then underdog limited, I actually was really happy when I made this team, because this is all like up and coming. They're maybe not rookies or whatever, or necessarily wonder kids, but Frimpong, Manu Kone, Rio Hitate, and Ruter, all kind of, they're all Rio's not U23 anymore, but they're all in that kind of bubble, aren't they, of not a definitely. Teenager, early 20s. And Rio was captain, he was the letdown of the team, but yeah, they're coming out with a card as well somehow, with Big Kone dropping a 96, Frimpong an 87, And Rutter managed to get out of a 3-1 loss with a decisive, which is great for a striker. That's all you want, really.
Yeah.
So
100%. Some big scores there from Quinny and Frimpong.
Oh, huge, man. Quinny, like, it's funny because Hendo was at this game. Hendo was at Gladbach and Stuttgart, and I think he was definitely at another match. I know he was, I just can't remember which it was. And I told him, Quinny on a 96, and he's like, no way, thought he was terrible, right? And then I looked at it, he's got the assist, obviously, which boosts him up. 2 tackles, 1, 2 interceptions, 2 positive duels, right? So it's not as if he's bossed any.
So triple-double.
But he's not and then look at the attacking stats, only 8, from 1 shot on target, 2 attempted assists, 3 entries into the box. So it's just an actual game of he's not really hemorrhaged any points away. 9 missed passes for everything else he's done has really been one of that and the possession loss, because the 9 of the missed passes is 9 of the 13 possessions lost, you would say, so that one statistic is the only thing he's done bad. Everything else has been pretty good.
Positive.
But it's resulted in a 96, which is quite underestimated, the potential for players like him to do that with one decisive,
Yeah, 100%. He's not had to really do much there, has he? Like, out of the ordinary too.
Yeah, he's not got 8 tackles or something, or anything mad like that. 4 attempted assists and a triple.
Yeah, that is really interesting, actually.
So yeah, again, quite surprising how it all panned out. And as it stands, man, 2 basketball cards, 5 football cards this week, man. So a lot of things went my way, and I kind of wait for the live chat to get it all out there in the open, because I can't quite remember it all, but I know Zenit lost. I think there were PSV beat Ajax as well, and I think there was some noise around that. Big Paul got 4 goals, banged the 100. I've got his common, so I've always got Paul's scores close to hand.
I actually watched that game.
Oh, did you?
Friday night. Good game.
Good one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, Genk obviously didn't keep a clean sheet as per usual, but Paul was ridiculous, to be honest.
What do you think? Do you think he could go to the Premier League?
Yeah, he's way too good for that league. He's just bullying. He's obviously a foot taller than everyone, which helps, but he's just he's got good feet as well, really good feet. I'm actually really impressed with him. Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, I imagine he will get a decent move soon, because he's just taking the piss, I thought.
Yeah, because the guys come into the Prem later in their career, late 20s as he is, generally if they've been around the block once or twice, then making that step isn't quite as daunting. They'll be a bit more prepared for it, and they can kind of grasp it a bit better. Remember Raul Jimenez when he went to Wolves? He went to Wolves at 28, 29, and when he first went to the Prem, man, everyone was like, "Where's this guy been?" Why? How did Wolves get him? Why did Man United not buy him? And
100%.
Somebody like Onuachu has that profile, I think, written all over them. For me.
No, definitely. He'll be very valuable to some sort of team in a better league very, very soon.
Yeah. Jeremy Graham's asking, what's your Twitter? Harry is Harry Trades YT at Twitter.
Yeah.
It should be in the description. Sorry if it's not. Mine's is at Quinny 3001 for anyone that's not caught at the bottom of the screen already. Hatate not getting a decisive was painful for a lot of people, I think. But I'm hoping. So for this game week, Harry, right? I actually do this as well, right? Because I've got a Celtic predicted 11 again, right? I've made a wee graphic. It didn't take too long, because keen observers of the channel will notice that it's very similar to last week's predicted 11. Now, the only difference is Carter Vickers comes in. It's basically otherwise the same team I predicted for the weekend that I was actually very wrong with. The team that he played at the weekend was actually much closer to the team that I predicted to play Real Madrid. So I feel like I've got the right sense of where the manager's at in terms of combinations of players and stuff like that. But I've just been one step out, I think, So I think, and I'll just pop it back up again. So that's Joe Hart in goals, a back 4 of Juranovic, Taylor, Jens, and Carter Vickers. Midfield 3 of Hatate, O'Reilly, Moy. Front 3 of probably Maeda, maybe Abada, Kyogo, and Jota. Maybe Haksabanovic comes in there somehow also. But for me, that's kind of where I think the team rotates to. Again, I think the team that I thought was up for their turn at the weekend gets their turn midweek, and then next weekend we'll see a team very similar to what we've seen at the weekend just gone. I think that's the pattern we're in, because the front 3 we played at the weekend, Harry, I don't know how closely you looked at this, but the front 3 was Jota, Haksabanovic, and Giacomakis. Now, those 3 guys is quite a profile-friendly front 3. Jota on the left, very dynamic, dribbles, comes in on the right-hand side. Haksabanovic can play on 2 feet, is very similar. And then Giakoumakis is your big kind of bulldozer in the middle, that can play off them both. Can take crosses, can take it in a bit, And it feels like that. And then the flip side to that, which is probably Jota, because he's still the best player in the team. But then next to like Kyogo and Maeda, the mega press, and you've got them two when working as a pair next to Jota, then having the room to pop out and feed them almost or whatever. I think that's the sets. And again, Abada comes into that as well. So I think that's probably where we're at. Any thoughts of your own?
No, not really. Did I watch a bit of the Celtic game? They play Saturday? Or was it Sunday?
I think it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday at 3 o'clock. So it wasn't on normal telly.
I've seen the highlights.
And
I've seen Kyogo's goal, to be fair. I remember his celebration now, but no, I didn't watch the whole game. It's I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it? I'll be honest. I wouldn't like to be in this position of having to try and guess, because there's 6 players fighting for 3 positions, basically, I guess, up front.
Yeah. And probably 5 of them will play every game.
Yeah, that's the issue. And it's like, okay, well,
maybe 6.
Who gets the 60? Who gets the 30? Sometimes it might not matter, because Celtic are luckily good enough to where they can get decisive from the bench and it not matter like a great deal. Like, you won't get completely screwed for the most part.
Yep.
You will get screwed, but not as bad as you could. It's tough. I mean, you can't drop Jota. I think Jota plays. Yeah, would you freshen things up and go Kyogo after he scored? Probably. And then I think the next position, i.e. Haksabanovic, Maeda, like whoever plays on the other wing, that's the hardest to predict, I think, because Haksabanovic scored 2 on the weekend, didn't he? So I know it's like rotation and stuff is big in football now, but it comes back to that James Forrest thing. It's like, he just scored hat-trick. Like, he probably has to play. And it like, you have to reward players for scoring goals at the end of the day. That's why they're in the team. Like, you can't, like, if I'm Haksabanovic and I'm not starting midweek and he hasn't got, the gaffer hasn't got a good enough reason, then I'm pissed. Like, it's just as simple as that. And, there's ways to do things. I don't know if, I just can't see how you could drop a player that's just scored 2 goals in a 4-2 win, personally. But
I'm with you on that.
We'll see.
I think you're right. The right wing position is probably the big question mark, because Jota's just back. We've only got a game or 2, then it's the World Cup. Jota's not going to the World Cup anyway. There's nothing to rest him for. He's been missing some minutes. Let's get him up to speed as best we can. But I've just got this on screen, Harry, because this game week I actually decided I'm playing Super Rare Giakoumakis and Rare Kyogo together, because I know between the 2 of them they'll play 90 minutes. And I'm just hoping that between the 2 of them they get a decisive each. And this is one of the teams that is bringing in a card, believe it or not. Both of them did basically the same score, 64 and 65 points each respectively, one of them being a Super Rare. So sometimes, like you say, if you're mad enough to take the chance on the law of averages on combinations, which is what I'm going to try and have to master when we get into this lineup builder, because that's my Celtic predicted team, right? And then alongside that, what I'm trying to weigh up is, so I've got 4 goalkeepers, Harry, right? 2 rares and 2 supers, right? I want, for the sake of optimization, I want to use one of the super rare goalkeepers in a D3, right? Because I've not quite got the power, I don't think, to go 2 kind of super. And it's not like, so I'm looking at specialist super rare, right? Podium only, 24 cards. There's probably like 24 teams entered so far, right? I'm entry number 24. I think there's probably like 10 teams in here that could really fight for this, probably, on just like likelihood of strength and whatever. So, and it's all tier 1s. And all these tier 1s actually look pretty decent if you're to get in amongst it. Bryce Mendes, Tom Hay, Chow, our pal, Chow Henriquez, his super rares here. Jonas Hoffman, who's a baller. Zielinski's a killer. Kamada, Parejo, very good tier 1 pool, right? Don't mind fighting for that, really, right? But then, like some of the other ones, I don't have the unique option, obviously. And I do have some super rares, whatever, right? But the head count's a bit tougher, and I don't know how many other fixtures are knocking around, yada yada anyway. So I think with the strength of stuff, Challenger Pro, 56 entries, 21 cards. I'm one of them, so I think I could be one of the better teams there. All-Star Rare Pro, but it's got 500 entrants for 46, so maybe I'll still be quite strong there, hopefully, with some of the options I've got, but I can't expect to be as high as I would be probably in a region this game week.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the lay of the land as I kind of find it in terms of I think the head counts are quite important this game week as well. 12 teams entered to Challenger Super Rare for 6 cards. And again, out of those 12 teams, I don't know how many of them are probably even going to be full 5-manners. Probably not many. We've got a podium payout of 0.37. What's the podium payout on this? 0.8. Oh, that's tasty, isn't it? 0.37 for third. So if you did but again, I don't feel the strength to go there without the unique. I wonder what people think. Let's have a look at the matches, Harry. Have you had a look at the matches yet for this game week?
No, not well. I have, yeah. To be honest, I have seen bits of it, but I don't know the exact 8 or however was it 8 games in Challenger. One, obviously Ajax being one of them. Just off
Somebody
the top of my
said
head,
in the live
Celtic.
chat that La Liga games weren't scored or something. I'd love a bit of clarity. Or I don't
They
understand
are
that.
so they are, but the ones on Thursday aren't. So like Real Madrid's game, Valencia's game, they're all not being scored. They're being So there's a cutoff basically. Like there is La Liga games being scored, the Barca game, Sevilla game, Almeria game, Villarreal, Bilbao, and Girona game and Atletico Madrid. But the rest of the games aren't. Basically, is kind of a simple way to look at it, because it's basically to do with this World Cup announcement that they're making Thursday. Like they're making the game week like Thursday to Tuesday or something like that.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It's something along the lines of that. Nashi says, "What's up, lads? I won a Carter Vickers last week. What's the situation? Worth holding on to?"
Yeah, he's the main man. He's the main man by a long way.
Yeah, he had a little niggle.
Welcome, Nashi. Fist bump to you. Thanks for joining us. Would you cry it? I would play a Celtic stack and Challenger. Only 8 games in that division this game week. Kamada high on Dortmund list. Oh wow, I'd love to see Kamada at Dortmund. But Kamada is like, I could see Kamada going to a better team than Frankfurt and being one of these guys that just fans just can turn on him. Like he's very. I don't know how much Frankfurt or Kamada you've watched, Harry, but like Kamada, like if you watch him all the time, like I used to, like a madman, because I had one of his only cards for ages. He can like just drift out of games and do nothing, you know.
Yeah.
But then he'll pop up with 2 goals in 3 minutes, you know, out of nowhere.
I know what you mean.
So he's just a pure ghost of a player, you know.
He's like a silent assassin, isn't he? In some ways, I feel like he's like very streaky. He'll like go on a 10-game streak of decisives every game, or have another 10 games of nothing, and you just forget about him. But yeah, there was one point when Kamada was the boy, wasn't he?
Aye, I still love him.
He still is. Yeah, no, he's still a guy. Like, but
as far as champion mids go, like I've looked at him again recently. My actual cards, but I don't know if I told you this story, if I spoke about it on content recently. But like, I went after. So somebody had actually listed my Kamada that I had from ages ago, and it was like about the floor price, and I didn't, you know, the floor price was still a bit elevated in my opinion at the time, and I tried to get it for what would have been in line with recent market sales. And the guy also seen it was me and like trebled the price of it.
no.
And aye, on the market, it's a bummer. There's probably some knocking around. So on Sorare data, right, part of the tools we've got here, right, is see to get on the podium, Harry. This reckons on average we need to be busting over 430 points, right?
Yeah.
So in Challenger, I'm thinking that now goalkeeper wise, yeah, I could use Joe Hart, right? So Joe Hart, clean sheet percentage is 50-50 against Motherwell. Motherwell just get beat off of 10 men Hearts at the weekend, but they did score a couple of goals. It must be said they got a penalty. Craig Gordon is away to Rangers. Chance of a clean sheet is 10%. I'd probably go along with that because Rangers will get a penalty or something again. So yeah, it's pretty much Hart is my only option, which for the amount of games that are in this division, Hart's probably going to score hopefully amongst the best. Let's cross our fingers. In defence, right, this is where we might get a wee bit. So I've got super rare and rare Taylor. I've got super rare Hitate, and I've got Jens. I think all of them start. Hitate is probably due a decisive, doesn't play 90. If I play super rare Taylor, and then can I play a super rare somewhere else? Then maybe play the rare.
It depends. I mean, it's going to depend on what are you doing in midfield. Are you playing this like? Can you play a super rare there, or is it basically you have to play a rare? Is kind of what I'm getting at.
Let's ding in midfield defense for now. Sorry, and go to mid because midfield actually I've pretty much get the option of exclusively Snodgrass rare, Snodgrass super rare, or Moy rare. It's pretty much my options. Okay. So Moy probably should start because he DNP'd at the weekend, which is maybe a sure sign that he starts this game. Maybe it's...
I don't know. I don't like that.
I don't like that either. But Snodgrass will play. Rattled an 80 at the weekend. He's playing Rangers as well. Snodgrass is on all set pieces. But again, I've got the option of rare and super rare. So between him and Taylor, I've got a nice kind of duality. I can flip between the two of them. And I've got Jens.
And is there any super rare forwards that you could play? Obviously there is, I know, but like, are you like?
I've got them all, mate. I've got Jota, I've got Jota rare, but then I've got Kyogo and Giacomakis and Tatate and Maeda and Tony Watt super rares.
Okay,
I've got 5 super rare forwards minimum. And Jota.
Is this team going to be your best team?
Let's say yeah. Let's say this is the first team we're making.
Well, you have to just throw Jota in right now already. Like, there doesn't even need to be a question, right? So throw that in, so you know you've got a rare goalie, you've got a rare forward, right?
Right.
Obviously we haven't done the extra at all yet. So right now you could still technically do anything at this point in the sense of like you could I've
got so much free reign because I've got Kyogo rare and super. I've got Taylor rare and super. I've got Snodgrass rare and super. So I've got Maeda rare and super. I've got all the options. I can flip them all any colour I want, really, except for Giacomakis.
I'm just worried about the midfielder options, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, do you not think Snodgrass is a big pick? Because it's Rangers?
It is, but away to Rangers. I mean, I'm not saying
they just beat off St Johnstone, mate. St Johnstone just beat them 2-1. Hearts just beat Motherwell with 10 men.
Yeah, it's not like an impossible fixture. Don't get me wrong, but it's not ideal. I don't think in that sense. Like when you're throwing all your best pieces together, and then you tell me that someone's away to Rangers, I'm just like, I'm not like I'm not buzzing for it. But don't get me wrong, he could definitely whip in a corner. They could score. That can happen, and that's fine. Like I'm more than happy for that. So I'm just trying to work out what would you do? Would you go for the rare? Would you go for the rare Snoddy, and then just bank on your super rare Celtic boys popping off? Basically, is kind of the thinking. But then the problem is with your forwards. If you do play a super rare Celtic forward as well as Jota, like, is that going to outscore a super rare Snodgrass?
Yeah,
it is, but.
No. I'm saying it's a great question.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
I think Snoddy probably outscores like a Furuhashi or something, maybe.
Like he does on AA, doesn't he? If we're being honest. So it's like, that's the thing. It's like, do you go rare Snoddy, go super rare forward in the extra position? Do you like banking on that's going to score and then go super rare Taylor is kind of my thinking. I think Taylor's got to play. I think you've got to play super rare Taylor.
Super rare Taylor.
Yeah, I don't see how you can't at this point, really. And to be honest, unless you want to go super rare Snoddy, but I just don't.
You could go super rare Snoddy and super rare Tony, or I could go super rare Tony.
Could
get so many forwards.
Who are Dundee playing?
They're at home at Kilmarnock, who are 10th. High chance. So for the scoring 3 goals probability, it's 15%, which is better than nothing. No chance of a clean sheet, but it's the forwards on average score 53 points against Kelly, and Tony's expected to start. I've not had that confirmed, but he's expected to start on this 92% on 12 predictions.
I don't know. I think that the super rare Taylor has a lot of upside.
Sure,
in the sense, like he could really push towards. I'm not saying he's going to score 100, but he could definitely do that. Like. Very, not easily, but there's definitely a path to that. Where do I see Snoddy super rare really getting that high? I just don't. I'm not saying he can't get a decisive, but I just don't think that the ceiling is as high as a Taylor, basically. So I think super rare Taylor has to play for me. I think it's Hart, super rare Taylor, rare Jota, and then it's a combination of it's whatever way you think. It's basically what super rare is going to outscore each other. Do you think a super rare Snoddy or do you think a super rare Celtic forward is kind of your contemplation?
I think Snodgrass.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I think Snodgrass super rare is probably one of my best cards this game week.
Okay.
So if I've got super rare Taylor, then that leaves me my rare spot. My extra spot would have to be a rare. So
a rare anyone basically. So yeah, rare forward.
Kyogo.
If you bank. I mean, I don't know. I don't see how he doesn't start personally away to Motherwell, but it is tough because right there I'm looking at 4 starters there 100%, like Jota, Snoddy, Taylor, Hart. like the conservative side of my brain says just play Jens because I know he's going to play.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But then my risky side of my brain goes, no, go for a hash. He scores a hat trick. You know what I'm saying?
Aye.
That's where I still struggle to this day in terms of my picking. You know, like I do fall short sometimes on that gamble. But you know, you'd have to fancy Celtic to score a couple away to Motherwell, wouldn't you? Surely to God.
In game week 318, this team would have done 411 points.
Wow.
I reckon that gets the podium.
Yeah, that is nice.
Big Jens if you can
Really
do something.
nice.
What do you guys think? There's actually some good suggestions here. Jack Patterson says go super rare, Snoddy and Jens. Kind of what you were saying there. I think double defender with Hart has the highest ceiling for scores. Interesting. Mikey Basson reckons Tony looks in the mood for it as well. I think Tony's definitely after decisives. I can tell you that for nothing.
That is a good point by Jack there, to be honest, the whole ceiling defender thing. Because honest question, do you see Celtic keeping a clean sheet, honestly? That's the contemplation. Because if you think they do, then you're probably better off going double defender, i.e. Greg Taylor super rare, Jens rare.
I don't think it's worth building a team around the idea of getting a clean sheet with Celtic. Which then that always leads me to want to play the Hatate defender cards because he can like get a couple of shots and get a good AA anyway, even if we did concede a goal and didn't get the, you know, Taylor's good for those points as well, so is Jens. But I just in my head, I just think, Hatate negates that better, or he should. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It just depends how good he's played.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty disappointed with his scores, to be honest, recently. Like, I don't know if I'm not saying he can't score well tomorrow or whenever it is, Tuesday, Wednesday, but like, yeah, there's no signs for me right now that Hatate is going to do much in that sense, like scoring wise. Where like Taylor seems to just do something every game right now from that left back position. He's always lively, obviously good for a clean sheet if they do have one. I just think and the way he was getting into those like inside, like he gets on the edge of the box a lot and stuff, and he's always good for a shot outside the box. I don't know. I think it'd be stupid not to play Taylor personally, but I do get your point with Hatate. Like he's got the capability. I just going off recent form, and I think that's a big thing in football. I think sometimes for the most part, I think you have to go with stuff like that. That's my only issue with Hatate right now, isn't like he's just not doing. He's not doing as much as we'd like him to do, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know.
I think with Taylor, this team scores a bit better in the best case scenario. Really, Taylor's got a bit more upside to him, and I think Kyogo and Jota, and I think that's kind of close to where I would be at. Rare Snodgrass and super rare Tony says, "Hey, my Taylor's a great choice." Yeah, I think super rare Tony's getting some good shouts as well. Like because Tony will probably play. He's got a good chance of playing like 90 minutes normally. I think for Dundee United, you know. He's unlucky not to get a flick on one of the goals at Celtic Park. Dylan Levitt scored, and like Tony tried to like get ahead on it to like just get the last touch on it, and he just missed it. It was a Dylan Levitt goal. It turned into a Dylan assist. Gaza reckons to go super rare Taylor with rare Snoddy and SR Kyogo, which is kind of.
I probably would agree with Gaza there. You know,
flip it around. Just
because the way I'm thinking it is, has Kyogo got a better chance of scoring 2 or 3 goals than Snoddy does to get 2 or 3 assists, basically? And the answer is yes, he does. If he starts.
Is Kyogo more likely to get double decisive than Snoddy is to get 1?
Away to Rangers, yeah, I'm sorry, I'd have to say yeah. Like I can't look at that and be like, yeah, that's a great fixture for Hearts. I'm not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not somebody that watch Hearts every week, but I know who Snodgrass is and I know he's a decent player, but like we're talking about, you know, a potential Japanese World Cup
player. 3 goal probability, 50% for Celtic.
Yeah, I just can't see how Celtic don't score a couple, and if Furahashi's not involved in a couple of them, then I would be a little bit shocked. And then then the next thing you got to look at is
rare
the
mid.
Synergy. No, you've got Jota and Furuhashi up there. The chances of those two getting a double decisive is massive, right?
Yeah.
So that is something else that's got to come into it, I think, because that's just very valuable. Then you've got Hart, then you've got Taylor as well, just in case, Taylor passes to Jota, he whips in the top corner. That is very probable as well, both playing on the same side. Like the synergy in that, for me, is like hidden, but if you understand football, can see that is very probable, basically.
And then do we go Moy then? Do we maybe just put Moy? But again, he DNP'd in the last game, so I think he's in to start, guaranteed.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I worry if they lost, then maybe. But
like Kyogo DNP'd and then started, and I'm sure Maeda DNP'd and then it started before.
I know. It's different. It's different with forwards, though. I think it's a different like kettle of fish, especially when you've got so many of them. I just think with like that Celtic midfield, it's like if those three play well on that day, for the most part, they ain't gonna get rotated the next game. Really, they might come off at 60th, but I don't think they lose their place. I just don't see. I know it's different with Champions League and stuff, but that's out of the equation now. This is just you know what I'm saying. That's my issue. That's my issue with that. It's like they've just won. They just grinded out a 4-2 win. Like I just don't see how Moyes sort of gets back into the fold until something else happens. So and then like you said, you think Snodgrass is definitely going to play. So I just don't see why you'd want that headache personally. I don't think it's worth the upside at all.
Sure. Yeah, okay. Let's go for the banker then. Yeah, so it's Rare Snoddy.
Mm-hmm.
Rare Snoddy. So he'll definitely play. That's fine. And then Captain Jota till I die. And then this team looks like it would do. Yeah, that's the best combo. I think we've nailed that, guys. I think that's a nailer. Right, so what team did I actually pick before your assistance? So I reckon this team. Yeah, I should be definitely fighting top 10 with a team of that quality. Eh? So I did pick a team already. I've messed about with it a bunch. Oh, not I've kind of went down the same rabbit hole. I think is what we've went down, but I like the way this one's turned out for the swap around.
I'm still waiting for it to load on my screen. So.
Oh, sorry. It was kind of the same.
No, you're fine.
I had Rare Jens and Super Rare Snoddy, but otherwise the same team.
Okay.
Okay. So that's good. That's a good start. Now.
Yeah.
So that's one team, right? But again, with the options, I've still got all these options talking about, but I've only got 3 goalkeepers, Harry, right? So I've got 1 rare goalkeeper left, which kind of needs to be all-star rare, okay? And I then get 2 super rare keepers, okay? One of them is going to go into all-star rare pro, and one of them is going to go into specialist or any other super rare division, basically. So I think we'll probably go to All-Star Pro, right? Because that's the kind of parameter I'm throwing on it for like an optimization point of view for myself personally, right? In this division, I have to play with a super rare keeper. And I've got 2 options. I've got Sorare, who is away to Almeria, who's got a 29% chance of a clean sheet. Or Craig Gordon, who is away to Rangers, who just did crap at the weekend. And obviously, yada. So I think it's probably going to be Sorare. So
yeah, it's got to be.
Any objections, please let it be known in the live chat, but that's basically the 2 options that I've got. So whether or not Sorare will get a clean sheet or not, here, we just need to deal with that. He did recently just get 99, so he is a capable goalkeeper, can save penalties, can do the good stuff when called upon. So in defence, I've got a bit more options, because this is All-Star, so I'm not just tied to the Scottish guys. I've got Angelino, who's away to Frankfurt. I've got Jack Hendry, who started at the weekend. He's at home in a back 3 against AC Milan. We don't expect him to get a clean sheet, of course, but when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking, could he maybe just get like a bunch of clearances and win like 12 duels in the air? Because he's like he will just be heads and balls away. And sometimes that racks up like 70 points in a 2-1 loss, I've seen it happen. We've got Hatate, we've got Benkovic, we've got Maffeo, who is coming back from suspension to play Atletico Madrid, which is not a great game. But that is actually all the options. So I've got a couple more that come in on top of the Celtic options, but the Celtic options are still there for defence. But because I've used a super rare keeper, we're only going to get 1 more super rare somewhere else in the team.
Yeah. Okay, well, same thing again as last time. Who are the midfielder options? I've got to see the full spectrum first.
Midfield's quite fun, right? So I've got Brais Mendes super rare on top of Snodgrass super rare. I've got Marcos Llorente against Mallorca away, who came back at the weekend, first game back from injury. I've got Carlos Elena super rare. I've got Haidara. I've got Felix Nemeka rare, who's playing Dortmund. Should get a decisive, should play well. Ferran Torres has been getting rave reviews for his performance at the weekend. He's away to Osasuna. Yankel Herrera will definitely play away to bottom of the table Elche. I've got Encham, I've got Moy, I've got Gio Reyna, who's expected to play against Wolfsburg. And then right at the bottom here, I've got nobody else. But I think I've actually got some nice options here in midfield. It's just what one.
So I'm just thinking now. Georgie just said in the chat you could still go Challenger Europe Super Rare. Why aren't you going to do that? I think you need to do that, Quinny, and go. You need to go Sorare, Hatate. Well,
no, Soraya's champion.
Yeah, sorry, just All-Star Super Rare.
All-Star Super Rare.
Yeah.
Why All-Star Super Rare?
Because you can't do the other, like you have your best pieces are all muddled up, aren't they? As in, you could go Hatate defense, you could go Bryce Mendes midfield. I don't know who you got up front, either Giacomakis, I guess, hoping that he comes off the bench and does something, and then, like you said, Lorente. That sounds like a decent five to me. Or even, you've got Snoddy in there as well. There's some big options there. I think you need to reevaluate that personally.
So Dingy All-Star Rare Pro, where five. Okay.
Dingy All-Star Rare Pro, because the rares, yeah, I wouldn't really bother trying to fight down there personally. I think you should fight up.
Okay.
To be honest.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Right. So now I think the number one prize pool. So I've got Soraya, right? So I think, yeah, All-Star Rare. It has to be All-Star Rare for Soraya then, doesn't it? Or Champ Hero.
Yeah.
So Champ Hero, there's 45 entrants for 10 cards. Now I don't have a unique. Only a tier 1 for the top. That's kind of shit, isn't it?
What's the All-Star Super Rare?
Tier 2 for tier 1s for 1 and 2. Tier 2 is back for 10, but it's got a bigger pool, just a much higher chance of getting something over 0.
Georgie says Gordon, Hatate, Snod, GG, Watt. But let's be honest, Gordon's going to concede a couple, if we're being honest.
So in Challenger Super Rare, but there is only currently 12 entries with 6 cards getting paid out.
That's the only good thing about, well, one of the good things about if you did do Challenger Super Rare, you're not fighting against many other guys. It's kind of the...
So what's the best thing I could win? A tier 1 Super. Marcus Edwards, I would definitely do it to win a Marcus Edwards.
I think you have to do it to win anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a midweek. It's like...
No, but I'm thinking, Harry, I'm going to kill somebody. I'm going to kill a division, man. I've definitely got some firepower, man. I should be bossing one of these divisions, I think.
No, but in All-Star Rare Pro, you're up against Bayern boys. You're up against Ajax boys. It's not... I don't think it's like...
An All-Star?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So an All-Star, I don't think I could do that.
No, I'm saying in All-Star Rare Pro, like...
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like I just think you're up against such big rare cards compared to the ones like Ferran. Like it's not even a question. Like it's not even a conversation for me. Like I think you need to go up before like looking down, if that makes sense. Because you do have a lot of good options in the super rares. Very good options. But yeah, it's kind of a contemplation. I think I think a mediocre score wins a card in that Challenger Super Rare division personally. But then, do you think
the division I wanted to prioritize Super Rare wise was Specialist Super Rare, because I do feel that, right, this is I'll jump to this now, right? Craig Gordon is the goalkeeper. His L15's under 40, which for Specialist Super Rare it must be the only L15 under 40 goalkeeper available. And it's not beyond the realms of possibility that he doesn't score something crap like 10 points. Maybe he gets out with a 30 or something somehow. Maybe it's like a 1-0 loss or something, So I think him as an L15 under 40 play is potentially really good, right? And again, I've kind of went through the whole squad, so I'll just give this bit away as well, right? The other good L15 under 40 shout I've got is in midfield, and it's Yangel Herrera, who is away to bottom of the table Elche. And he will start. Okay. He's got AA, can get decisives, is probably due one on form. So they can be my 2 L50 under 40s in a Specialist Super Rare. Now, at the moment, there's like 20 odd entries. I think surely with these 2 starting pieces, I think I've got to be in amongst the top 10 straight away in terms of potential. Hopefully. That's my thinking. Anyway.
Yeah.
Don't need to worry about fighting uniques. And I don't need to worry about coming across Cruces and Mbappe's and fucking whatever else is on the go,
No, I don't think you are. Well...
If you've got like a Cruz Super Rare, you're not playing it in this division, or that kind of caliber of card. You're not playing that in this week, are you?
Cruz is not even in the squad tonight for Real Madrid, which is interesting. But
that kind of tier of guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think they'd be playing. I think they'd be playing in the D1 personally.
Exactly.
Right. So you wouldn't worry about that anyway, if that makes sense, because you're playing D2.
So defense options I've got, I can pick anyone, right? I've got both. My L50 under 40s are taken care of. So in defense, I can pick Jack Hendry, who's at home to AC Milan, Rio Hatate, Pablo Maffeo, who is at home to Atletico Madrid.
The only one I'd even think about using is Hatate.
Agreed. Good. Right, okay, cool.
To be honest.
Now, we've got a forward and we've got an extra, right? So we'll just pick the forward, and I've still got tons of great options, like in any position, really. So up front, we've got Enes Unal, who's away to Almeria, right? Always good for a decisive or two. Tony Watt, of course, who we all expect to play against Kilmarnock, and we always back him to score. Lucas Nemeka, who will start for Wolfsburg against Borussia Dortmund. Matthias Cunha, who's probably going to be on the bench for Atleti. And then from Celtic, I've still got Giakoumakis, I've got Maeda, and I've got Rio Hatate. No, I don't have Rio Hatate because I've used his defender card. So I've got Giakoumakis, Maeda, Nemeka, Watt, and Unal.
It's tough. It's tough because I want to pick one of the Celtic boys, but one of your lineups is not dead, but one of them ain't starting. Where if you put Giakoumakis here and then you've got Kyogo in the other best lineup, someone's not starting out of those two.
Sure.
Fact. Doesn't mean to say they're dead, but it's not ideal.
Yeah.
So that's my little worry with that situation. If I had to guess someone who scores here, I mean, you'd have to. I don't know. It's basically Watt or Unal, I would say. I don't know. Who do you fancy really scoring out of those two without being completely biased towards Tony?
I would probably edge it on Unal, to be honest with you. Like, let me just go grab his form because, like, the thing I like about Unal, similar to Tony, is like they're not a youngster. They're they're both guys kind of know who they are and they fit in their team and whatever. And I watched a bit of Cadiz Getafe at the weekend. He got a booking and he was a wee bit unlucky with some of his play, but again, he's not too far away from having a really much better L5 in the game before that. In this run on the L5 where he didn't score, again, he plays like 89 minutes and he's always in amongst it. He's like a main target man. And it is just, if Getafe get a goal, it's a real coin toss. He might get the assist, he might get the goal because they counter-attack with three guys and he's one of them, so
yeah.
He's quite reliable in that sense. And as I say, they're away to Almeria, who... Let's have a look at Almeria on SO5. So Almeria lost 2-0 to Barca. They beat Celta Vigo 3-1, lost 2-1, 1-3-2. I've seen this game. That was a game I was thinking about. They were quite open. The guys saved a pen. So anyway, they can concede goals. They're towards the bottom half of the table. So that's a kind of decent enough fixture. And Tony at the moment should be playing, should be starting. It's unlucky not to just about steal a decisive from the game against Celtic. Unlucky also to get his red card. Oh, wow, his form's actually, especially this turning point here. I remember that weekend actually. Yeah, so Tony's form is actually really good. Kilmarnock, but let's have a look at Kelly, what their situation's like, because I've seen Dundee United play Kilmarnock. That was the game Tony got me tickets for. And Dundee United were way the better team. Yeah, so they just lost to St John's, to Livingston 3-2.
Georgie saying Challenger Super is the way to go in my opinion. 12 people for 6 cards at the moment, and even if that'll be 20 for those 6, some great chances. Only 8 games too. Yeah. And Bold Sherlock says Challenger Super is such a better agnostic chance of a card, which I am kind of leaning towards. I can't lie.
You think so? Rather than playing specialist?
I just think, yeah, you've got a few better options in specialist, and yeah, you might have a Gordon nurse, Elf 40 and the whatever, but chances are, like, they're away to Rangers. Like, I know they're not in great form right now, but it just wouldn't shock me if they lost 5-3. Like, it just wouldn't.
But then that's just as damaging, but in Challenger Super Rare.
Okay, yeah, so he has to play in either one, doesn't he, basically?
Yeah, because Sorare is champion, so Sorare is the difference in the quality there, and he needs to be All-Star or champion.
Yeah, okay. No,
So I'm
I
building
do get that point.
specialist over building and champion, because also by avoiding champion, like I mentioned, don't forget even the quality, but I do even need to worry about a unique catching me up on the leaderboard and that
Yeah,
specialist. So I feel that I've got some no ETH on the podium for specialists. That's a good point as well. But I do have the I do have the options. I do have the flexibility. But I really do think that I would probably edge Unal. But when I was looking at that there, like Tony'd maybe a better shout. But I think Unal's like, I just think Almeria are probably worse than Kilmarnock. Is probably what I'm thinking. But the odds don't
I don't
reflect
know.
that.
I wouldn't.
And
I don't
Tony's at
know.
home.
2-0 against. Yeah.
When I
No,
look at
I
this
wouldn't
form,
write.
yeah.
Almeria are not bad. Like they're not. They're no
Especially away
mugs.
from
Like
home for Kelly, yeah. So we go with Tony in there, and then we've got an extra spot. We can pick anyone. So I've still got Braze Mendes, I've still got Snoddy, I've still got Unal, I've got Lorente, I've got Elena, who'll definitely play in that same match as a box-to-box midfielder. Haidara, tons of amazing options for the final spot. So I think that's what I'm saying, man. This team could.
probably Bryce, isn't it?
You think it's Bryce? Yeah.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
But
On
they're away
form,
to Sevilla, which is not a great matchup. But the points say it should be good and all
it's
the
not.
rest
But
of it.
Sevilla aren't great, to be honest,
Sure.
at all. Nobody else in there is as capable of a decisive as he is, and the AA that he's capable of as well.
Sure.
That'd be sort of ludicrous not to play him. I don't think.
So what team did I pick the first time or the last time? I went with Unal over Tony. So yeah, easy change. That's a good one. I think we've came up with a good solution there. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, I've got my rare team to pick, right? So my last goalkeeper that I've got is Oblak. Now, he's got a decent game, but Oblak is a meme of himself. We cannot overly rely on him for clean sheets or anything. So we're just going to chase some ETH. And if we can get a card, we can get a card. Fantastic. But Oblak's a keeper, right? So I've got rare picks. And again, you've seen all the ones that put you off. I was playing All-Star Rare Pro. So we've got the access to them for this division. But I've got Guardiola, we've got Greg Taylor, Angelino. Angelino's on a 12.5% multiplier. Decisive, capable fullback. Hoffenheim have the 4th best defence in the Bundesliga, but they are playing Frankfurt, who have just qualified from the Champions League group stages and are living high on life at the moment. So definitely not an easy game, but the card does offer some good stuff. Even if it doesn't even matter if they concede a goal or two if he's getting an assist or something. Benkovic and Jens make out the options. So I've got 5 decent options there. I think a couple of different shapes and sizes.
I like Angelino. I think with that type of. I also like Guardiola, but do we think he plays back-to-back games?
That's the question, isn't it? Let's have a look at Play Sharper. We've not checked that tonight. I've been quite confident on everything so far. Whereas this, I would definitely like a second opinion. Jesus.
Now she says specialist for me, 3 tier 1s versus 1 in challenger. Yeah,
it's the quality of the win as well.
It is, but you're up against more people.
What are we checking again? Oh yeah, Germany. What team was it again? Leipzig. So let's see. Yeah, they don't think he starts again. They think he goes with Diallo, and that Diallo, Harry, we said it when we seen him live. He was immense.
It was class, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he is like proper good, man. So, that's the team that's expected, and it is between him and Guardiola. So he's probably a bit risque. If we look at Hoffenheim, I think Angelino's one of the first names on the team sheet.
Definitely.
But it's just not a great game. Frankfurt away, Frankfurt are good. They're no mugs.
Yeah, but they do concede goals. Well, like every Bundesliga team does. You just, you know what I'm saying? Bayern at the weekend, 3-2 against Hertha. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. You concede goals in the Bundesliga is kind of the way it sort of rocks and rolls.
Still got Taylor. I've got Jens. So some still good options even at Celtic.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Angelino's. I like the decisive capableness, to be completely honest. I can't lie. I do gravitate towards that.
So let's go Angelino. Big 12.5% multiplier. Oblak's on 10% as well. He's at max level. So this is maybe a bit of an OP rare build.
Yeah, this is like just sort of maximizing your sort of ETH capabilities plus the chance of hitting something cheeky on a card as well is kind of what I'd be definitely looking at here.
Now, in midfield, I've got a nice kind of duality on the go here, right? So we've got Moy, who we've already looked at, right? Ferran Torres, I'll get your opinion on him, and we'll look at the Barca expected team. But outside of that, I've got Felix Nemeka, who's a really in-form U23 mid, and Gio Reyna, who's a really in-form U23 mid, playing each other. Could I play both of them, or would I only play one of them? What would you think?
I think you could definitely play both. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'd probably, Reyna's 75% to start. Felix is 80. I've actually got Felix's left wing compatriot Jacob Kaminski in my lineup this week, that I won last week. But yeah, I'd probably go with Felix, at home to Dortmund.
Oh, really? Would you go with Felix over Gio?
Yeah, just with the recent sort of, he's been on a bit of a heat, hasn't he, to be honest? Like, I just would, at home, I'd back him to give Dortmund a bit of a little bit of trouble. That's not to say that I don't think Reyna shouldn't be in the squad. You might want to play both, to be honest, because I don't know if there's any better defender options compared to a Reyna, to be honest. So yeah, you know what? Well, depending on who the forward is, I do think you could go Reyna and Felix here, to be honest, and be pretty happy with yourself, because you don't care about who's going to concede or anything. Their midfielders, obviously, they do lose points for that, but it's not something that's detrimental. You're just looking for DAs, and you're looking for attempted assists and what have you. So yeah, I think that has to be the way forward.
And then up front, I've got basically 3 Celtic strikers. I could play Kyogo, Rio, or Dyson, rares, all with decent multipliers, or Castellanos, who definitely starts away to bottom of the table, Elche.
You got to go with Kyogo. If you think Kyogo starts, you got to go with Kyogo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so too. So then on the extra spot, do we go Gio Reyna then? Do we opt for Gio? We've still got Greg Taylor. We've still got Castellanos. We've still got Rio Hatate as a forward. We've still got Ferran Torres. We've got Aaron Moy still, and Gio Reyna. So the final spot here is quite competitive.
I would back goals in that Wolfsburg Dortmund game and just hope that your guys are involved, basically. Is kind of...
Go Gio and Lucas?
Yeah, I don't think the fact that you're playing both means anything in that sense. Like, it's not...
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything to look into. I think that's not... Yeah, it's not a negative in any way for me. I think they're both very capable of putting up 70, 80 plus. Yeah, like I said, there's always goals in Bundesliga games is kind of the rule of thumb, and you just got to hope that your guys are involved in some way.
This is the team I picked the first time. Quite similar, but I went with Moy over Felix and Castellanos over Kyogo, it would seem. So I don't mind actioning this at all. So we'll swap that around. That's easy. And then where's Felix? He's probably in another team that we're yet to build, which is fine. I've maybe tried to keep them apart the first time. Now I'm going to actually make Gio captain. For anyone that doesn't know, Gio scored a penalty at the weekend. So with that being possible, I don't know if he's always going to be number one. If maybe Malin plays, maybe he would take it or something. I don't know. But he scored the last one, which means he's got a good shot at taking the next one.
Yeah.
So I don't mind captaining him on the basis that he could get fluky and get a pen as well as get a wee assist or something all for his troubles in the match. Now, the fun doesn't actually end there, Harry, right? Because no goalkeeper, no problem. Underdog super rare and rare super rare. Rare underdog. I've still got great options. I've still got really good cards. So when I look at underdog, so what we've not built yet, right, is All-Star super rare. Again, I'm worried about going into this division. Over 100 entrants with 29 cards, fighting against uniques, fighting against better quality opposition in general. Champion, actually I'm open to the suggestion of champion potentially, because the goalkeeper is what is eligible there. The rewards aren't great, but I don't think anyone else would be taking it that seriously. Or do I put my better super rares before I even make any of those teams with that goalkeeper? I've got underdog super rare. So there at the moment, there's 115 entrants for 4 cards. Maybe we stay away from that, eh? Yeah. I think we maybe stay away from that.
Yeah.
Then. So what do we go for? Champion Europe or All-Star? What matches are there exclusively in Champion Europe? So we've got La Liga, the big power game here. Barca
fixture.
Yeah, Barca if you can pick the team. Leipzig, Freiburg, I don't know who's going to score well in that. Wolfsburg, Dortmund, who knows either, you know. Frankfurt, Hoffenheim, tight. Bayern, Bremen, I've watched Bremen, by the way. Bremen will give them a hard time. AC Milan, you expect them to batter Cremonese, but AC Milan don't batter anyone.
Not right now.
Napoli's probably the power play at home to Empoli. So I'm actually not that worried about champion, in fact. It's just really unique, and then maybe, yeah. So will we go champion? Will we see how we build there? Let's try that.
Yeah, why not?
Champion, Rare, Pro. Rather than, so this is playing the Gordon over there, is basically where this takes us to. Champion, Super Rare. So we've got the Sorare, who I think's got a decent game and is probably amongst one of the better goalkeepers this game week, in fact, if he keeps it low scored. So I've got Hendry, and now the predictions say that Hendry won't play on this. So let's see if we have any Italian insight on this. 35% likely to play. Bianchetti is coming back into this, is what they think. So that makes it risque for me, which I don't like. And then Maffeo, we still think he's suspended still, but I don't think his red card was that justified. So I would be surprised if it was even a 2-game suspension, because I think his red card was kind of bogus. I forget the details around it, but I do find that surprising. Yeah, Play Sharper does not have Pablo Maffeo.
Quinny, what do you think about this Roland's suggestion of going into specialist rare?
Instead of so I do like the thought of that, right? But the specialist, because Moy is a great L15. Is that the Moy and
think
Reina?
So, yeah, Moy and Reina, yeah.
They're both great for it. Let's have a look at the price pool. I'm about to tell you an opinion, but it'll be outdated. So let's go and have a look. So specialist rare, 301 entrants. We get 6 super rares, which I don't think, if I finished between 6th and 2nd, I would be happy at all, actually. Tier 2 rare, I don't think I'd be that chuffed with that either. Maybe I would. But yeah, the back end of this, maybe it's a bit, I don't know. I'd much rather go for All-Star. And I can get top 200, I can get top 100. And I think with the quality of the guys I've got here, I can definitely, I think that's, with the ETH backup as well, the ETH kind of payment, I can't, because I just think like some of these tier 3, I don't think the upside and downside combination is quite there for me on Specialist Rare this game.
Yeah, fair. I got you.
But yeah, I think champion over All-Star for that kind of... So anyway, so Hendry, Maffeo, maybe I've not really got that many options for champion. Maybe I would need to go All-Star. What other defender options do I have? I've got... that's it, really. So it'd have to be a rare defender, I think. Mulgrew's a unique, he's not available, but... So yeah, I would need to play... I don't think Jan Kuto's expected to feature. Let's go and check the lineup, but because... If he was expected to play, that would be a nice... Elche... Yeah, Arnau's 90% to play. I thought that. Yeah, so I don't really have another super rare defender option, which then makes me think about playing this guy. That's kind of where I got to already. So I think we've kind of went full circle. Is now what I'm thinking, Harry, is I should be playing my super rare Sorare and all-star rare pro, because I don't have a good super rare defender option.
Okay.
And then, like we're saying with some of these so let's say Sorare, right? Now at this point, I'm not looking at Maffeo or Hendry. I don't need to. So I'm looking at rares. I've got Taylor, I've got Guardiola, I've got Jens. Let's forget Guardiola because he's jailbait at this point. So I think I'd go Taylor. I think Taylor's probably the best shout there for form and all the rest of it. And let's do this over here, right? Let's do this on Sorare data. So we get Sorare in as a super rare keeper. I'm feeling it, Harry. I really do think there's a winning team in my gallery. A couple of them. I think we're building them. I can feel it.
I think we are.
So
in the process. So
I've only got one more super rare spot, right? In midfield, I've got super rare Snoddy at this point still unused, right? I've got Lorente, Elena, Haidara, Ferran Torres, Moy, right? So I think the two big options that are still on the table is Moy and Snodgrass, okay? Snodgrass is a great game. Moy's a great game as well, just not as guaranteed to start. And then I think Lorente and Elena are both kind of safe picks, but as far as super rares go, they're not that exciting for All-Star Rare Pro. Whereas Snodgrass has the upside. Ferran Torres has the upside if we think he starts, but let's see what Play Sharper thinks. Barca.
Yeah, I wonder what they've got down for Ferran there, actually.
No, they've got Fatty starting at 45% over Rafinha at 40%. With Usman and Lewandowski completing the front three.
Interesting.
I don't think Ferran's likely to start, but I think he was getting rave reviews at the weekend, so I think he is firmly going to get into the rotation cycle now. So I think the best mid choice is probably Moy. Or Snodgrass Super.
Yeah. It's got to be Snodgrass, I think.
Yeah, Snodgrass Super, definitely going to play. So we play Snodgrass Super, then up front, we can't pick any more super rares, right? So we've got Castellanos, we've got Hatate, we've got Dyson Maeda as rare forwards. Castellanos definitely starts. Maeda,
I think you got a fancy. Yeah, I'd fancy Castellanos. He had a good AA game last game. I think
he did.
I think we could see a little goal or an assist brewing with him.
And in the final,
if it's going to happen, if it's going to, sorry, I was going to say, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this game, isn't it? Like, they're playing bottom of the league, basically.
That's it. And in the final rare spot, I've still got Dyson Maeda, I've still got Aaron Moy, I've still got Jens, and I've still got Rio Hatate forward card, and I've got Guardiola. So I've still got a couple of rares that are decent. Benkovic as well, if you fancy a defender for 57 points. So I think maybe Hatate for the upside.
Probably Hatate, yeah. I probably agree with you there.
Or Moy, or Hatate.
Nah, you can't risk Moy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. We go Hatate.
It's not worth it, yeah.
And then captains, probably I'm going Captain Taylor just because he would get 90 minutes. And by the way, look at this. In Gameweek 318, this would have got a tier 0, this team.
Wow.
That's healthy, eh?
That's very interesting.
The goalkeeper did get 99 points that game week. But, yeah. And then who was the final spot again? Rio forward, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rio forward in the final spot. Where is he? Rio forward. And then Captain Taylor, because he'll get 90 minutes. Sorted, man. Yeah, really happy. Now, I still have Underdog Super Rare and Underdog Rare. So I still think, like, with some of these cards that are on the table, that's kind of what I kind of knew that's where I wanted that Sorare to end up because of the way the strength of the kind of gallery laid out. I'm kind of glad we went kind of around it just to double check it was kind of decent. So I've still got Underdog Super Rare. Now, again, the defense is probably the problem here. But I fancy, Jack Hendry's not fancied to start this game, right? But he is like a good signing for this team, like they just got promoted from Serie B. He just won the league in Belgium. He scores goals for Scotland. Like, he is like one of their bigger players, you would think. And he's just finally like DNP'd 2 sub appearances with no minutes, then 90 minutes with a booking. So that tells me he's in, right? But let's go and have a look at this Cremonese just a tad closer, right? Because they do think that. So yeah, he started in the middle next to Ayew and Lokoshvili. The game before that was Lokoshvili, Ayew, and Bianchetti. Now Bianchetti didn't get booked in the last game or anything, so he wasn't suspended. Maybe injured, who knows? Game before that, same back three. Bianchetti was Mince. Game before that was a back 4. Okay, Bianchetti played there. Bianchetti gave away a goal and stuff here. Lokoshvili's played all the time. And Bianchetti has been getting low scores. Chirichez was here, but injured. This Ayew guy. I think it's really dicey. I think he played the last game, and I'm willing to take the chance on him, an underdog. That he can play against AC Milan and like scoop a bunch of headers and effective clearances and whatever. Now in midfield, this is what makes this team competitive, right? Is I've got Lorente, I've got Elena, and I've got Haidara, which are 3 great shouts, right? So if we have a look at Germany, I don't think Haidara's on to start the Leipzig game. Nah, they reckon Campo and Schlager are going to start, so I'm probably not thinking about Haidara. I think that Llorente's got a good shout for starting, and I don't think Mallorca away is a great game, but I definitely think it's a good game. Like he could get,
it's decent enough.
Could get an assist or something quite feasibly. I And Elena, yeah, he's much more likely to get booked and maybe not do. Yeah, so I think and Llorente's an exciting card to play. And then I've got Unal, I've still got Hitate, I've got Nemeka, I've got Maeda, I've got Giacomakis. I've still got all these super rares lying around. So I think Unal gets in this team because he just missed out earlier to Tony. So then my base three is Hendry, Llorente, Unal. And then like I've got some quality options here to do well in this division. Rio, defender card or forward, one of them. Forward, Dyson Maeda, Elena, Lucas Nemeka, and Georgios Giacomakis. 5 great options to fill that team out.
Yeah. Nemeka, maybe?
Maybe go Nemeka, because he'll definitely play versus Dortmund. But he's not in goal-scoring form, whereas Giacomakis will feature and is in form. There's no doubt in Giacomakis' form, but there is always the 1 in 6 DNP Celtic forward lottery.
I don't know. I don't know. Nemeka at home, his brother to assist him, surely.
Sure. Let's do it.
Is kind of the way I want to look at that one.
Cool. Now there's a much more competitive division here. Now this team's actually half built. So I went with Giacomakis initially. And then we need Jack Hendry in here. We get Unal. And then who did we fill out with again in the end? Lucas. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then who do I think is most... I think I've probably captain Unal on the basis that he... Yeah, I've seen Unal get high 70s regular enough in the time I've owned him. So I'll go with that. Awesome. And then the last team I've got is Underdog Rare. Now, I think, Harry, I'm excited about this game week. Hopefully you're with me. I've not even built any limited teams. I'll do all that later. We've been going for ages, guys. I will come up for air in a second. I'm sorry. But I was just like, I've got winning teams here. And I just want to dive through these prize pools. I want to get those combinations done. And then everything, I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
You've got a lot of, like, this is the week, like it'd be fair to say that you've not won anything massive recently.
Yeah.
And I think this sort of game week in a midweek where like your main guys are playing, there's no reason to sort of apologize for wanting to sort of get it right, because this is a big chance in that sense. That's it. You've got a lot of quality, a lot of players playing in a midweek, which is not rare, but it's rare enough, isn't it, for the most part, because obviously no Champions League, whatever. So, I think there's definitely chances for you to really kick on this midweek. So we need to get it right.
Yeah, that's it, man. And it looks like for the last underdog team, the best 3 cards I can get for each position, Harry, would be Benkovic, who is going to get like 50 points or something. Moy, Maeda is the 3 underdog rares. I think Moy and Maeda probably go hand in hand risk-wise, So that's probably quite decent. But the last spot, where this is where we're running light, we've got Ferran, we've got Forrest, and we've got Ncham. We've got Jordan Larson. I don't think I'd even count him.
I think I'd go Ferran. Just hoping he gets off. Yeah, just get off the bench and give us something, because he has been able to do that over the last couple of game weeks. So yeah, you'd have to back him.
Cool. And then this team was ripped apart from whatever it used to look like. We get in Moy and we get in Ferran. And then captain. So who do we think? I think if Moy plays, he gets. I think he's the captain to play if he starts. So let's go Moy. Yeah.
It's a nice little hedge then, isn't it, on if he doesn't start, if he does start, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's going to really run a team for me.
Yeah.
Excellent. I've got some limited teams and stuff like that. I've actually want to check the community lineup build and see if the Challenger limited team's been built for the foundation. Oh, we've got a few entries from. We've got 2. So we've got Jonathan's and we've got SR Dunbar. SR Dunbar is Charlie Dunbar, I want to say. Anyway, I'm sure it's Charlie. But Joe Hart, Tate. I think I kind of decided I was just going to run a Celtic team into this entry for the FC Barcelona Foundation. So I just went with, I went with Tony actually as captain as well. But I went with Vickers. I just went with all the ones I thought would start. And then, captain Tony, because it's a great game. I must have looked at that earlier on. Forgotten about it. Champion Euro, I'm managing to get a decent wee team out. Let's just see if, they're all 60 plus capable. Let's just hope they maybe do enough and maybe go further enough.
Yeah.
All-Star Limited. Got another decent team that goes out. Again, it's just kind of maybe he starts, maybe he doesn't start, maybe he gets off the bench, kind of stuff all over the place with Haksabanovic for Celtic, Leah Labada, and Dyson Maeda in front of the kind of Bundesliga defence of Kevin Trapp and David Rom.
Mm-hmm.
But what's normally one of my favourite divisions is Specialist Limited. My L15 under 40 picks are quite rubbish. In the sense that the only other one I've got is Cunha, as well as my effective defence that I've had recently, and my midfield actually helped me win a card this game week. So it's the same team as the weekend, but I've changed the striker from Nolito to Cunha. But I don't think Cunha's that much of a better shout than Nolito was, and he didn't do particularly great in the first instance. So I'm not holding my breath on that necessarily. But yeah, Harry, I've just seen how long we've actually been streaming for, and I'm like, Jesus, man, like
time's flown, hasn't it?
Aye, I've just ran through teams like a million. I must have been doing that at a million miles an hour because, like, I can't believe how long we've been on for.
I know,
but I do feel like I'm buzzing for those teams. I think I'm podium dangerous. I've got 11 teams there, Harry. Right, 5 of them are limited. So that's 6 teams across rare and super. I think all 6 of them, I've got a shot. You know,
they do, mate. They actually do. Like I said, it's a midweek. You've luckily got yourself the better cards really on paper to go into that midweek with. So I don't see why you can't go in as excited as you are, to be honest, mate. I think you've got a full license to do so.
I'm buzzing, man. Specialist super rare, Craig Gordon. I'm not going to go overall, but I'm just having a quick once over again. Challenger Pro, Jota, Captain Till I Die. All-Star Rare, bring it on. Yeah, I think all these teams are. I think the way the fixtures are built this week as well. I think I've just got enough. Yeah, I think we've got some real.
I think you do as well, mate. Definitely.
I've just got enough real good quality this game week, man. Some banging teams, man. I can't wait. I'm absolutely buzzing.
I'm actually like the only thing getting me through not having anything great midweek is the fact that I'll probably end up with a star rare for this or tomorrow, basically. From under 23 Rare Pro after last night's cameo from Florentino Luis. So that's kind of getting me through. Basically only having an ETH grinder midweek, which is good enough for a midweek for me. With a small gallery like I have, and there's definitely positives to take from that.
I was just going to say, sorry, but I'll flip over to that screen if you want to show us as well. But Surface Air Missile's asking for a synopsis of the Celtic team. This is my predicted 11 on screen now. If you want to pause it, you can do so. And there we go. Just because, we went over that earlier, just in case you missed it. I know some people come in to grab that stuff as well. But yeah, Harry, let me just go and get your screen. Boom. That should be us. There we go. So, this is I tuned into your stream for a bit just as Florentino Luis got his assist. I couldn't believe the timing of me jumping into the stream. I didn't even know you were streaming on a Sunday. It was a great time for me as a viewer to watch a stream. So I'm glad you done it, mate. It was good viewing and great timing for your teammate. And where have you ended up? 7th, sorry.
Yeah, so we ended up getting 2 assists in the end.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, to be fair. The last goal, the left back's come on for like 4 minutes. And he's hit this ball from like no exaggeration, like 35 yards out. Whoa. Like he had no reason to shoot, and he's just absolutely blasted it. A keeper had no chance, basically. No, it was Grimaldo's replacement. His name was. I've never seen him before. Yeah, came on for 4 minutes.
I wonder if he's a rookie.
His name? No, he's like 27. Ristic.
Cool. Never heard of him.
Milahio Ristic. Yeah, it was mental, and 2 assists, 426 points. We're 7th right now. Obviously, Real Madrid to play. Basically, I kind of need Vinny and Valverde to just be a little bit quieter than normal. And I should stay in the star race regardless, but I would like a higher one if possible. And then, I'm actually going to win a bit of ETH as well this midweek. Nice. This weekend, sorry. I've got Mika playing in the next 20 minutes against Saint Etienne at home. So the first ETH threshold is secured. I'm hoping I can get 15 more points to get me the 250. And then this is going to be a bit disappointing because this is probably going to miss out on a prize. Zaidu Youssef was actually rested. Well, I don't even know if he was rested, dropped. He came on at halftime, got himself a 19 AA.
Nice.
Annoying because I had Matson with 107 as my captain in All-Star. These were my throwaways, as in like these were just like, you know, throw them away and just see what sort of happens. Nico actually had a good game against Brentford, and so did Matson. So that was a little bit frustrating. And Zion had a big chance missed as well. So definitely a missed opportunity in Super Rare this weekend. But nonetheless, if I leave you with a star rare under 23, you can't complain. But then midweek, all I've got is basically this.
Nice.
No goalkeeper. I've got no goalkeeper, just 4 outfielders. And then I've got a 4 outfielder under 23 Super Rare that might play. I don't think Kutku will start, and Nianzu's just coming back from injury alongside Barron and Slattery, who should start. So yeah, not expecting anything from that, to be honest. Just hoping I can pick up some ETH.
Fair play, man. Fair play. And something's actually, as I was just flicking screens around, I've come back on NBA, see if the rewards are in, and this thing has came on screen. Card swap, Harry, right?
Yeah.
Improve your team. Trade in 1 common for a new one. So I'm going to click on swap cards. Click a card to trade in. Now, I actually like all of these guys. Oh, okay. Let's go back. Right, let's go get all the crap ones. Right, let's.
Oh, yeah. Card swap. Yeah, I've got this as well.
Okay, all right. We can only pick one at a time. I'm going to pick this guy.
Right, okay.
Ken Birch, trade in. And then we get the choice of, right, I've got 2 Celtic players. I've got a rookie. Right, let's just go on Sorare data real quickly. What are these guys' names? Vonley? Right, where's Vonley? Let's have a look at him. Vonley?
If you click trade in, can I like go back, if that makes sense, if I don't want to trade it?
I don't know. Probably, yeah. But I think these are all probably rubbish as well. Let's look at Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson. Maybe they're all rubbish. Maybe they're in line with whatever you're trading. Yeah,
I can't see them giving you too much.
Right, I'll take the Celtics guy at least anyway, because that's fine by me. Swap them. Warning, this won't be undone. Cool. And then we've done it. Next swap, 24 hours. Oh, cool. So you can do that once every 24 hours. Take Pritchard, somebody said. Oh, do not go back. No, Harry, do not go back. Everyone's saying.
Oh, okay.
So that was interesting. That was fun.
Learned that the hard way. Yeah, I luckily didn't swap anyone, so.
Oh, good. We saved you.
Yeah, you did.
I'll take the credit. But yeah, that caught my eye, and I thought, that's an interesting little kind of development there.
Yeah, very.
Who did you swap for, Harry? What did you get? Do you want to put it on screen?
I didn't. No, I ended up not. I kind of went back, as in like I didn't actually click any of the players.
I've got it on screen if you want to do it. Let's see what you get, or who you're going to swap. Maybe get a mid-tier guy that you've not used, or somebody that's like, I don't know. See, I only got shit guys that time. Maybe try and get somebody that could be good.
Right, we'll throw in this guy, Daniel Gafford, and see what happens.
I've got him.
No way. Oh, I've got Aaron Wiggins. He seemed Isaiah Roby. They both have better.
Their numbers are there. I never even noticed that. Yeah.
Aaron Wiggins or Isaiah Roby, lads, or somebody else.
I think the Wiggins guy. I think I seen a clip of him on Twitter, by the way, of him doing some good stuff in a match recently.
Primo?
Yeah. I'd get the Wiggins.
Get rid of him. Right, we'll go for the Wiggins.
No, swap Primo. Where's Primo? Go back.
How do I can't go back.
Oh, maybe you can. Oh, no.
I mean, I can exit. Shall I exit?
I don't know.
Warning, this can't be undone. No, yeah, I can exit. I'm exiting. Yeah, I'm exiting. Oh, no!
No!
No, I lost my chance now, I think.
Oh, bummer.
No.
They did warn you.
They did warn me. Sorry, lads. I thought like you could still go back even though you haven't clicked swap, but clearly not. Jorge said he's been kicked out of the league. Joshua Primo. Wow. Interesting.
Oh,
very
Primo.
Interesting. Jorge's laughing at me now. I deserve that. That was a big L from me. Huge L.
I asked that guy Fiago earlier because he's got Dortmund and Wolfsburg cards. He put a post out about it. I asked him, I was like, who do you think wins this game? And he reckons it's good for a draw or maybe a close victory for Dortmund. So it could be good for both my mids, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I know he's been watching them on. He is German, so he'll be a wee bit closer to
The action.
the actual taste of it. Oh yeah.
They literally told me not to do it. I know. I just thought I could go back before clicking the swap bet.
Hi Quinny, specific question regarding Snodgrass. Do you think he's risky for the weekend against Livingston? That was earlier in the chat. Sorry, I missed that, buddy. I don't think so because he's not been playing any midweek since he signed, and like the situation with him, like I don't know how long you've been. I've had his rare for ages. Like I have had that rare. Like it's one of the oldest cards in my gallery. And he has like he's been training for ages, but he's just not been like match sharp, and then he was unattached, and then blah de blah. So I think like this run up to the break, he's a key player for them. He's like he's like bottom end Premier League, high end Championship end when he's fit in terms of what you get with him with the ball at his feet, you know. And to have that in the SPFL, Hearts will never deny themselves that if he could play, he's starting. I think, you know. So I don't think so. No, I don't think he's a risk for Livingston this weekend. Maybe because of the pitch, if that's why you're asking. Maybe keep your ear close to the ground and see if there's any mention of it on like any like Hearts podcasts or stuff like that. I don't know if it's the actual surface you're worried about, if it's Livingston away, because that might come into it, I suppose, with his dodgy knees over the years. But outside of that, I can't see any reason he'd be a doubt on rotation. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that. Everyone seems to. Have you done the community lineups? No, I've not done the. So it's not really a community lineup because it is the Joe Hart I'm using. So I thought I'll just build, and I don't really. There's not much else there, guys. So I thought I'll just build the best kind of Celtic based. Sorry, it's Harry's screen it's on. I'll just grab mine. That could have been funny if you were on something dodgy there, Harry.
Nothing dodgy going on over here. Just a little Twitter scroll.
Yeah, I decided to go with this one. In terms of alternatives and options and stuff, like in defence, other than Vickers, it would be Ralston or Hatate, which there's no point picking. In midfield, it's Hatate or Haksabanovic, really. And then Kyogo, Abada, Tony are all the options for forwards. So the team kind of picks itself. And again, obviously, anything that this team pulls, Challenger Limited, it will be a giveaway for the Foundation members. But I'm not worried about you doing the lineup builder or anything. This will probably just be an RNG based thing because there's just not that much option. If you really wanted to swap Hatate for Haksabanovic, you can let it be known now, but I think Hatate is just much more likely to start. Even though you might think and again, I've got guys here that might play some anyway. But yeah, whatever. That's kind of where the community team's at for this game week as well. It should be a good one. The way the fixtures. Double forward, somebody's suggestions for something with Tony Watt and Enes Unal. So I'm just going to look at the teams again. How would that have happened? Is that in the specialist over? So that would be maybe taking it. Would that be in specialist over Brais Mendes? Take out Brais Mendes for Unal because I don't mind that shout.
It's a shocking shout.
Originally, I had Unal and Watt as double striker in underdog. And I think I must have had like a Celtic striker like Giacomakis in specialist originally. But I can see the mix. I think Unal's just, I don't know, Brais is away to Seville. It's not a great game, but Seville are like bottom four of the table. Brais
Seville is rubbish right now.
Yeah, you do need to look at it like that as well. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
I want to play sharper again. Let's go and have a look at.
Just look at Unal's scores and then look at Brace's scores and then.
Yeah, I know. It's.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like bread. Yeah. Chalk and cheese.
Joan Jordan, Isco, Oliver Torres, Rafa Mir, Eric Lamela, Bono, Jesus Navas, Karim Rekic, Gudelj as the centre backs. I suppose, yeah, that's not going to be Kubo, Sorloff. All these guys could run it, man. Silva's expected to be back, 60% fit. That'd be quality if David Silva was back, actually. Yeah, that makes me much more confident in this team if David Silva's back. 60% likely. Yeah, I know. I'm sticking with Brais in that team. Nice suggestion, but I did have double forward in here of Watt, but if we're going to opt for Watt over GG, and then we've opted for Nemeka over GG here as well, I suppose. Which, yeah, I think him and GG are both a coin toss. So yeah, I can deal with that. But still, even before in my training teams, man, I've still got like 3 Celtic super rare forwards. I can't get them in a team. I maybe try and throw a team into Challenger with like a DNP keeper. Challenger super rare. There's only 12 entries, man. Let's have a look. Right, so let's say I put a known DNP keeper in. like Scott Bain, right? And then in defence, I would have Jens. Oh, I can't play 2 rares. Bugger. Can't play 2 rares in this division. That's the sticking point, man. Do I have another? I've got Viviano. Can I just put him in as a token? Yeah, I can. Right, cool. So Viviano, and then Jens, and then it'd be Harks. I'd need to pull in for midfield for this. But then I could go Giacomakis and like Maeda or Hitati.
You've basically got 2.5 players there.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I've seen
3.5 maybe.
I've seen people put worse teams than that out.
Yeah, they just don't win anything. they can put them out all they like, but unfortunately, I can't lie. I just don't see that.
I'm sticking it out there, man. If Harks starts,
you might as well. It's a training team.
It's got a backhand shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw it. I'm putting it out there.
Why not? It's better than putting it in training, I guess.
That's it. I'm just catching up with some of the stuff from the live chat when I was running away earlier. How did Rangers look in Gord? I've missed all that stuff. We were talking earlier about the SPFL fixtures. Dom is saying that he get 5 rewards. NBA rewards are in as well. I don't mind having a wee look at these before we cut and run, Harry. Did you get any NBA rewards yourself?
I didn't, mate. No, I was a dry week for me and my commons. Yeah, really disappointing week.
Yeah, I've got 4 rewards, Harry boy. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
You ready for this? This will be quality, man. Right, this will be quality. I'm going to hit the record button. Deal with this later as well. Right, sorted. Right, so I've got 4 rewards. We've got a limited, I think this was a tier 3 we picked up, isn't it? Halliburton with a 56, Tobias Harris 51, Jarrett Allen balled out with a 43, and then Lowry and Kyle Lowry, that is, and Trey Jones doing pretty respectable themselves. That team finished in the top 300 out of just under 5,000 entries, made up with that. And then I broke the top 500 out of just over 2,000 entrants. And rare, and I'll be picking up a tier 5 rare from this way. Sexton performing well. Lonnie Walker doing okay in one of his matches. Trey Jones, as we've seen earlier, doing very well. And then Monk defying the odds. Everyone told me Monk wouldn't outperform his L10. He did, just about. If he'd done a bit better, would have done a bit better. To say something pointless. And David Roddy did well as well, but we thought on the projections he would have done a bit better than what he did. But we're still coming out with that. And then we've got some common rewards as well. So in total, 4 cards, Harry. My first ever rare, my second ever limited. Let's open some of these. Let's have some fun. So 3 colours. We've got the rainbow going. How much fun is this, guys? Do me a massive favour. If you found this on any social media, like it, retweet it, all that good stuff, guys. So this is for, let's go with common contender, the worst one. Oh, this is actually a tier 1 common. So the worst division, the free to play, you can't win any. So was that the Lakers I seen? Forward? LeBron James common! Yeah! What a win! Tier 1. Massive. Yeah, that's quality, man. LeBron James common. Yeah, boy! Maybe the worst prize. Yeah! Loving it. Mate, I've now got, oh, I cannot believe this. I've got a common LeBron, I've got a common Shoatani, and I've got a common Cristiano Ronaldo. How amazing is that? All year 1 edition. If you like. Oh, isn't that minted? I'm made.
That's unreal.
This luck is going through the roof. Harry, I'm winning divisions this week. It's starting here. Tier 3 common. How excited have I ever been for a common before, eh? Detroit Pistons forward, Bojan Bogdanovic. I've actually looked at this guy's rare card. He will probably be quite useful for me. So what do we think's better? A tier 3 limited or a tier 5 rare, Harry?
Probably a tier 3 limited, right?
Tier 3 limited. Okay, well, let's open the tier 5 rare first then, right? That's also my first rare, which is kind of special in itself, right? We'll do the whole drum roll and everything. Let's have a look. Right, so tier 5 rare. It's from the Brooklyn Nets. It's a center. It's Day'Ron Sharpe. Now, I've actually seen 1 basketball game, or 2 basketball games, and one of them was the Nets. And I do not remember this guy. So let's have a wee look at him. Day'Ron Sharpe. Day'Ron. Now, see, one of the things I'm thinking about this Brooklyn Nets team, Harry, is they're going to be quite similar to NYC and New York Red Bulls. They're in New York, so their matches will be East Coast time zone, which is normally quite good for TV over here for me and you, you know. L10 of 10, SO5 scores. L10 of 10 isn't bad, by the way, for a rare, as long as he's playing. Now, he's not been getting minutes. It is a tier 5, so you've got to accept it's the bottom of the run here, but he's not really catching minutes, so I'm going to need to really watch the projections and see, yeah, he's maybe got some minutes coming up, but we need that L10 to plummet before these minutes and scores become valuable to me. But when they do, he will be, so I don't mind that. So that's cool. Awesome, my first rare. And is that a jersey number or anything? No, it's not. That's cool. Now, a tier 3 limited. This hopefully is something quite punchy, something quite exciting. So, Milwaukee Bucks. It's a centre. Brook Lopez. I've got this guy's common. I know this guy scores well. He scores around 30 points a game.
Nice.
So that's a nice one. Brook Lopez.
That's massive.
Yeah, I think so. Useful, very useful limited, I think. Yeah, L10 of 30. Common goes for about 20 quid or so, which is fine. And his SO5 scores, his form looks to be consistent with his L10 coming up, which is something, I suppose. But yeah, he can break 40s. Look at that. That's a good limited to win, man.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Now, these guys, maybe not Dayron, but maybe Brook Lopez, maybe he could actually, Harry, maybe he could break into one of my teams. So, what's his this is last week, right? So, let's have a look at upcoming. Now, I'm not sure. Right, so, let's have a look at this. So, his is 30, right? So, we've got no points left in the cap, so you would need to replace Jarrett Allen. Now, I think Jarrett Allen's on for a big game this game week. He can't replace Jones. He could replace Lowry. Now, let's see what's his projected score? 31. I don't think that's better than some of these other guys. He's unlimited, isn't he? I'm just thinking out loud, sorry. Lineup builder. Can I do common? Is common on this, by the way? Basketball. Common? Yeah, it is, aye. Common champion. Because I don't think the reward will be on my thing yet, is why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on for 30, 32. And what division am I thinking about putting him in? Even champion contender. Can he go in here for 30 points? Yes, he can, by the way. Yes, he can. He can go into this team, right? So we could ditch Braun. Wonder if he is here. He's not. So let's let's upgrade this limited contender team with him. Because he's good for 30 points. Then I've got 6 left over. So let's change Sochan for him. And then Braun. I've got, oh Jesus, that's the main problem with this, is like you can't go into training teams and cherry pick somebody out. So who would I pull in? Maybe like, and let's just delete that team. And then, sorry Harry boy, can't help myself. So we'll drop Sochan for Brook Lopez, and then Christian Braun can get dropped for, we need to drop 7 points. We need somebody with a really terrible score below him. Oh, my other rookie that I won, he doesn't quite fit. So can we drop 7 points off of Jaden Ivey? Do I have somebody? No, that doesn't really, does that work out to be better? If I took Jaden Ivey down to like a Sochan, then I've got 3 points left over. So it's 3 rookies in my reward. So I'm dropping Jaden Ivey for Brook Lopez. No. Don't think that pans out. Oh no, it will. Of course it will. Why am I being stupid about this? Limited contender, so Jaden Ivey. So let's have a look. He's on, Bethurin's on for a big game week. Jaden Ivey, 29. Yeah, so we can drop Jaden Ivey. Sochan's on for 20, so he's on for something better than normal. So we can keep Sochan Braun. So we can drop Ivey for Brook Lopez. Boom. That's what we can do. That upgrades that team. And now we've got Ivey, who could maybe come in here. Not here. No, Ivey isn't going anywhere, is he? 27. I don't think Ivey's better than Trey Jones this game week. Ivey, no, he's not. Right, sorted. Magic. So I've got my reward and upgrading a team rapid, which is cool. And yeah, so Lopez goes in. My rare, I don't think my rare would make the cut, would he?
Probably not.
Nah. He's not got anything going on. Dayron Sharp. He's on for 8 points, but his L10 is 10. But then does that mean I could play somebody better somewhere else? If I swapped him for him, gives me another 10 points. That means I can up to 24. No, 24 isn't good enough. No, that's fine. Quality, man. Love a bit of NBA action.
Yeah, you're into the thick of it now.
That's it.
Smashing rewards. Love it.
Dom Bellin picked up 0.3 ETH of theoretical value on SRD for his free cards. Congratulations, mate. Brooks is smashing it right now. Jorge Vargas is saying, let's go. If Claxton gets rested, my rare will be good, which is great. So I've got the rare handcuff thing. So I've got Claxton rare. I've got his one. I think I've got his number 1 or something. So if I've got that handcuff, then that's cool, I suppose. So I've always got a centre for the Brooklyn Nets now, it would seem, for what that's worth. But yeah, Claxton, I've got the one off. Yeah, so that's something, I guess, eh? Buzzing,
yeah,
man.
Definitely.
Harry, I've had an absolute blast. Is there anything else for us to touch on, do you think?
I think so, mate, to be honest. No, I'm just anticipating this announcement on Thursday now and sort of just getting ready for a big stream on Thursday.
Yes.
Well, that's going to be massive, isn't it, really?
It is going to be absolutely huge, man, this week as well. Because I'm hoping to be getting like triple podiums, and then we're going to be coming out to this new game mode as well. So it's going to be an absolute whirlwind. And I've got a new fancy intro that everyone is not telling me anything about. So I hope you've enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. That's the main thing. As long as I enjoy it.
It's all about the banter. It's all about the crack, you know. But make sure to subscribe to Harry's channel. That's linked in the title and or the description of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share and retweet, all that good stuff. Good luck to everyone for the football trophy day, for the NBA trophy day that's happening right now, and good luck for all the midweek action.
Yeah, massive good luck, lads, and hopefully we'll see Quinny on multiple podiums this midweek.
That's the hope.